What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levanson.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swag Award. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
This is Cafe Mocha. I'm Loni Love.
I'm Angelique. So Loni got teary-eyed on the reel talking about how her skinny co-hosts don't tease her about
They
her
ain't
weight.
all skinny.
Well, that's true. And how they make her feel special. It caused all kinds of problems.
It went viral, and so you know what? I talked to Angelique. She said, "Come on, let's talk about it this weekend." So we gonna talk about being big and beautiful in Hollywood. All right, that's gonna be it. So you gonna want to hear what we got to say because I got people calling in. It's Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Loni Love.
I'm Angelique. You know her as Jennifer from Tyler Perry's For Better or Worse.
Yes, it's my friend. We've been doing this for a long time, Angelique, this comedy thing. And it's always good to see, you know, somebody like her who's been working so hard. I mean, now she's doing the movie, she's doing the TV show. She has her first comedy special, Off the Chain, which debuts March the 10th on Bounce TV. It's my girl, Coco Brown. What's up, Coco?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Absolutely great. You know, we like to talk about topics on Cafe Mocha, and one of the things that Loni, I don't want to say she got in trouble for it, but there was the whole big, you know, on the reel, she was having an emotional moment, feeling good that her sisters on the show had accepted her and don't tease her for her size. So what I wanted to talk about is, for you, what is it like being a big, beautiful black woman in Hollywood? How do they receive you?
It's funny because I get both sides of the coin. I am told by many I'm not big, as per se. I guess when they think big, beautiful woman, they think precious.
Oh,
right.
Lord.
Yeah, Gabby
And
Cinnaback.
so I get told a lot of times, you know, Coco, you're not that big. Coco, you're not big. You know, but according to Hollywood standards, I am a plus size woman. You know, I wear a 14, 16. I am plus size all day long. For me, you know, it's one of those things that as a comedian, on the coin of the comedian, people tend to accept me more. I've noticed that my skinnier counterparts tend to say that they have to really go above and beyond, really extra, to get the crowd with them because I guess they look like maybe a model on stage.
Right.
And I've always been told by them that, you know, you have an advantage because a woman's not threatened by you. And I'm like, really? She need to be.
Tell it.
Because the one thing I don't know is too many insecure, big, beautiful women.
Right.
All the insecure women I know are size 6s and below, like they hungry or something.
Exactly.
But, I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like, you know, that's the thing that, you know, that I tend. And the thing is, you know, I don't harp on the fact that I'm not, that he's, that, you know, that I'm a big, beautiful woman. Yeah, I'll go on stage and tell some jokes in reference to me being a healthier sized woman, but I don't harp on it. And my thing is this, I believe my talent speaks before my weight. And if someone wants to look at me and say, okay, we're going to just cast her because she's big, okay, half the time I'm not going to get the part because I'm not big enough.
Right.
It's Cafe Mocha. More with Coco Brown. We're going to talk about being big and beautiful in Hollywood and how she deals with it next on Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with my girl, Coco Brown. You know her as Jennifer on For Better or Worse. She also has a new comedy special coming out called Off the Chain. We're talking about being a plus-size woman in Hollywood. And you know, Coco, on my show, The Real, we were talking about body image. And, you know, you've been on my show, and you know how we can get into when we talking about the girl chat. And it was funny because I got emotional. When I got emotional, I was saying, you know, I just want to give it up to my co-host because they have never, treated me different. They say I look beautiful, and I got emotional about that. And of course, it got picked up as
viral and all that.
Loni bust out crying over her weight. Loni, and I'm like,
right.
And I understand maybe they were doing it because they wanted people to read the headline and look at the clip, but I never said I'm mad because I'm fat. I'm mad because I'm a big girl, and that wasn't it.
No,
I got
they
it.
Make a big deal out of it.
Exactly. So do you find that people make a big deal out of even when they're trying to dress you?
Oh God, let's not go there. Okay, it's funny. I'm just gonna keep it real. I had to actually, when I was on For Better or Worse, the second season, I was 8 months pregnant, so I was the biggest I've ever been. So I understand that a lot of what they put me in, because my pregnancy was never revealed, so they were hiding my pregnancy. So I remember second season, I was in a lot of big shirts and elastic waist pants. They were trying to give me sexy as much as they could with an 8-month, pregnancy belly. I remember coming back season 3, and they were putting me in that same stuff. Well, I had lost 33 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm like, hey, I ain't pregnant no more. And they were like, oh, my bad. But I tend to, a lot of times when I'm doing stuff, I have to say, hey, I can be sexy too. Don't put me in muumuus. Don't dress me out of Catholics.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, I can be sexy too, and there are parts of my body that I love showing off. My legs and my boobs, I'm going to put them out there, and there's things that I like.
Right.
But people tend to pigeonhole you, and they can't put you in couture. They can't just roll into Forever 21 and get your wardrobe.
Oh, stop.
Oh, yeah, they do. And she's telling the truth right there. It's Cafe Mocha. We have more with Coco Brown when we return.
It's Cafe Mocha. We know and love her as Jennifer from For Better or Worse. Her new comedy special is coming to Bounce TV. It's called Off the Chain. Coco Brown is on the line. It's very interesting because you're actually average size.
Yes.
In the real world.
I mean, I can shop in Forever 21. I may be buying the extra larges or the 14s, but, I shop a little bit everywhere. Now, I know it fits my body. You're not going to see me squeezing into, no Hervé dress because I know better. But it's like, you have to tell them, it's okay to make me sexy. I think that they fear really putting a big woman out there or a plus-size woman out there as, if you look at the uproar they had about the chick in Sports Illustrated that was the first plus-size bikini model.
Right.
Her body was sick, and they called her fat. You look at Kim Kardashian, they call her fat.
Right.
But, and it's like in some cultures, her body is a perfect Coca-Cola body, bottle. Amber Rose, all of them. These are some big women. They are thick. They are built. But they tend to want you to look a certain way if you're going to be built a certain way.
So, Coco, what is your suggestion to sisters out there to make them feel better about who they are and their body image?
Dress to your size, and that does not mean you have to dress like your grandmother. Get the opinions of the person in the store that's fly and say, okay, do y'all have that in my size? Go through the magazines and you can put those same looks together in your size. But it's a mental state of mind. You have to know I'm that sick. I'm a bad sick no matter how God made me. God made me exactly the way he wanted me to be. Yeah, there are parts of my body that, I ain't trying to put on display. I can't get rid of this baby belly for nothing. But I also know how to go buy 2 pairs of Spanx and a waist snatcher, too.
I heard that. I
know how to, I'll fool the devil out you, I promise you.
It's my girl, Coco Brown. You know her as Jennifer on For Better or For Worse. Her comedy special, Off the Chain, debuts March the 10th. We have a little bit more with Coco when we come back.
Cafe Mocha is Women's History Month, and one of the themes this month is life lessons. We're talking about being a big, beautiful woman in Hollywood. On the way, Dr. Clarke answers this question for us. How do you know when you've gone from chunky to obese? She's got life lessons on how to stay healthy.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with Coco Brown. You know her as Jennifer on For Better or Worse. Also, her comedy special, One Funny Mama, debuts March the 10th on Bounce TV. What's it like now, Coco, being a single working mother?
You know, it has its challenges, but I'm grateful that I had my son at the age I had him. You know, Mama's been out there. She's ran. She's done all she wants to do and a lot more. And I'm more settled now. And I think it was the best time. I never signed up to be a single mother. I don't think anybody really does. Because some people have become single mothers because they think this is my last chance to be a mother, or they go through, you know, divorces or breakups like I did. But I'm grateful that I was old enough and mature enough to know how to balance it and understand that, you know, when I go on the road, which is almost every weekend, a lot of times I do take my son. And when I don't, when I come home, I'm mama. I've been blessed enough to have a nanny. However, when I come home, I'm mama. It's been real. Thank you so much. I'm a hands-on mother. Anybody else raising my kid?
I heard that.
Right.
I heard that.
You know, so, but you know, it has its challenges, but I've been blessed with an incredible village. I mean, I have some incredible, especially, you know, incredible brothers who have stepped in and just become father figures to my son to fill that void until his daddy get it together. You know what I'm saying? And they have just come in and been those positive male role models around my child. My son does not lack for a daddy. He got plenty of them.
We may have to edit this out. But
okay.
All right. How is Tasha doing? I mean, with the whole divorce and that whole public ugliness, have you imparted
all I can say is this: don't believe everything you see.
Okay.
And don't believe everything you read. And my girl is doing wonderful.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
We've had Tasha and Coco both on the show, and I can tell you, you know, on the real, and they are some strong sisters. When we talk about strong black women, they embody it. So I can vouch for that. But, you know,
thank you, girl.
Yeah, really, seriously. And that's what we are as black women, and that's why we keep, you know, pushing through this industry so that we can show people and show other sisters, be inspiration and encouraging to them. So thank you so much, Coco, for joining us.
And I can you too, my girl. I've always looked up to you, girl. You've been kind of my blueprint since I've been in the town.
All right.
Hey, you working with one of the best, my boy TP. So, you know, you doing good.
Yeah, you fine. You just fine.
Okay.
So everybody wants to get in with TP. I'm like, y'all, there's a whole other game playing, honey. Try shooting 3 episodes in one day.
Hello? They just wouldn't be ready for it.
Heart, let me tell you that.
And then get on a plane and go do some jokes on the weekend. People ain't ready.
I was doing it. Yes, I was. I was doing it pregnant, honey. Can you believe that?
The power of women. I tell you, it's the power of women. So, well, y'all, her name is Coco Brown. She plays Jennifer on For Better For Worse comedy special. One Funny Mama, March the 10th, Bounce TV, and she's my good friend. Thanks for calling in to Cafe Mocha, girl.
What's being talked about on the street, online, and sister to sister? It's Did Y'all See? On Cafe Mocha.
So did y'all see Miss Angie Stone from R&B Divas was arrested for putting her hands on her daughter. And basically, not only did she put her hands on her daughter, she knocked her daughter's front teeth out.
I just wonder, like, at what point, because they said her daughter hit her. Her daughter said she didn't hit her. At what point, regardless, you shouldn't hit your mama, but at what point was it like, okay, I'm about to seriously hurt my daughter? Like, at what point do you pick up a metal pole and start swinging? Like, when does the maternal instinct kick in? Like, all right, let me stop.
Saw the picture, and while I was watching Wife Swap last year, Angie just seems like she allows the men in the house to do whatever they want. So if there's another woman who is younger and who just happens to be her daughter in the house, she's not gonna let her. She's probably like always patrolling her, always policing her, and her daughter's 30. So I just think their relationship, it's not surprised that it's volatile at this point.
Well, that's our perspective. For more Did Y'all See, be sure to log on to MadameNoir.com.
That was Did Y'all See with the ladies of Madame Noir on Cafe Mocha. For more, check out CafeMochaRadio.com.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I'm Loni Love, and on the line we have Dr. Melissa E. Clarke, author of Excuse Me, Doctor, I Got What?
And Dr. Clarke, thank you for joining us. You know, one of the things we've been talking about is big and beautiful women. And one of the biggest issues I feel like when it comes to weight is recognizing when you've gone from a little bit chunky to obese, especially when the people around you aren't healthy weight, you know, themselves. So how do we know the right weight?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you.
And, you know, that is really a vexing question for a lot of people. But it's important to remember that there are actually guidelines that help us know when we are at the right weight, and that's the BMI, the body mass index. So that really takes into account your height versus your weight. And if your index is 24.9 or below, you're in a healthy weight, basically 18 to 24. If you're 25 to 30, then you're overweight. And if you're 30 and above, then you're obese. And unfortunately, in our community, almost 70% of our women are obese, and that brings with it associated health problems that we have to talk about.
Well, but Dr. Clarke, I mean, I've seen the BMI chart, and most women will look at it and be like, please, I can't weigh that. I mean, do we get to have a sliding scale of some sort to account
for African Americans?
You know, or something?
Well, you know, research actually shows that African-American women's metabolisms actually are a little bit slower than average, which account, I think, for the fact that we tend to gain weight a little bit more easily. But notwithstanding, I think the idea really is less about how we look and more about how fit we are so that we can avoid some of the problems that come along with being obese.
Okay.
We are talking to Dr. Melissa E. Clarke. Her book is called Excuse Me, Doctor, I've Got What? You can find her at drmelissaclarke.com. So how do we know, whether...
You know when you big.
Well, that might be a conversation you need to have with your doctor and sit down and talk about, what is the healthy weight for your height? That's the first conversation to have. And then if you're starting to show signs of consequences of being obese, for example, high blood pressure, as African Americans, we have the highest rate of high blood pressure in the world. That's something that we have to get on top of and be empowered when it comes to our health. So having that conversation with your doctor is a good place to start.
Dr. Melissa E. Clarke. The book is called Excuse Me, Doctor, I've Got What? And people can find Dr. Melissa Clarke at drmelissaclarke.com. Thank you so much. It is.
Enjoyed being with you all.
Clarke with an E on the end, okay?
Yes. That's right, absolutely.
Thank you.
And doctor with a DR.
That's right. Not doctor, the whole word. DR.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Clarke.
All right. Thank you.
It's the Espresso. I'm Angelique. Josie of Love and Hip Hop gave a deposition about that big fight on their reunion show. The lawyer asked this.
Is all or part of the show scripted?
Well, with reality TV, it's called reality, but it's a lot of acting.
Okay.
The reality world.
Okay.
And I say that because it's a lot of the girls that's on the show, they act.
And there was no acting required when Bobby Christina's boyfriend Nick Gordon hit the Dr. Phil show.
What would happen is he would go from being able to talk like we're talking right now to just all of a sudden collapsing and just wailing. And then he would pull out his phone and he would turn on a Whitney song and just start crying.
Wednesday is the season finale of Empire, but this week, Empire star Jussie Smollett, a.k.a. Jamal Lyon, shared this with Ellen.
There is no closet. There's never been a closet that I've been in. I don't own a closet. Right. I have a dresser.
That's the Espresso. I'm Angelique.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
Light Mix Cafe Mocha.
That was the MC Light Mix. That can make you move,
Yeah, a little exercise, a little movement.
That's what Dr. Clarke said. Move a little bit. So get up and move right now a little bit, okay? It was a great show, Angelique. Thank you for letting me express what happened to me on the reel and really clarify, because I don't want people going out there thinking that I feel bad about who I am or what I am, because that's never, the case. So if you haven't seen the clip, go on YouTube. You can look up the reel and look up Lonnie teary-eyed over co-host or something like that.
It's right there. I saw it. I absolutely did. Thank you for sharing, though, Lonnie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And thanks to my girl Coco Brown and Dr. Clarke for calling in, too. We'll see y'all next week. Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.